But here we go. We are loading into one of our final series of the night. There's 3 series remaining here in this qualifier. It all comes down to these 4 players.
Let's go. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, the Taiwanese Zerg playing for Onside Gaming. It is Rex.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Inside and Out ESL, we have the Taiwanese Terran player himself representing Clan Rush. It is Naxin. Or Naxin.
Here we go. And everything kind of standard, kind of normal so far. There's no Raxes being proxied across the map. And I'm not too surprised to see that from the Terran. I don't want to say this is a Terran map, but it definitely does favor you if you want to go for that kind of split map style. Kind of like what we saw with Oxide a few map pools ago.
Yeah.
This is definitely a very easy map to get your 6 bases on and split the map and defend as the Terran, which is definitely something that's going to be favorable for you if you survive that long.
Yeah, I 100% agree. You know, hashtag Terran map. Yeah, that's what along the lines of what you were saying. But yeah, I do think it's a stylistic thing because I don't know. I feel like at the highest level of play, I feel like players are good enough where they don't have to resort to that all the time. You know, they don't have to like accept their fate and split the map up in half. They can opt to be a little bit more aggressive and find success there. So I do want to believe that it's more of a stylistic thing. I want to believe.
Yeah, with Rex loading this through the vetoes, maybe I'm not reading it properly and it's not as strongly favored for Terran as I thought, but he might have something in store in terms of aggression.
Yeah, we shall see. We have seen him whip out roaches from time to time, and he could do it again. So far, the openers are looking pretty standard from the side of our Zerg player, and from the side of our Terran as well, looking to go for a bit of a more 1-1-1, getting his natural up. It's all looking pretty normal.
Yeah, much more standard opening than we saw in the previous series for Naxin. Maybe, as we were saying, he does know the reputation of Rex to have these very strong all-in timings, and he is looking to play a little bit more safely here.
Yeah. For those who weren't able to watch Naxin versus Gogo Joey, he actually did skip his Reaper, I think, every single game. So this time a little bit more concerned. Oh god! Oh.
Does just lose the Reaper there. Very close to getting out, but we are seeing back at home he is going for a 3cc, so definitely something a little bit different to what he saw what we saw earlier.
Puppy, and as soon as the Reaper dies, the Roach Warren gets thrown down. No.
I can remember telling you to do this. I was like, when you kill the Reaper, just make the roaches, just kill them. And you're like, no, I'm honorable. I'm
honorable, Puppy. I'm honorable. Rex is not, but I am.
And look what we're seeing from Naxin as well. He's throwing down another Rax. This is exactly what happened in the other series with Eternity.
It really is, mate. It really is. Unfortunately, Naxin has no way to really scout what's happening across the map. He has no idea what is going to be coming his way. And because of his opener, just like with Eternity, like the likelihood of us seeing tanks to defend is just, it's not a reality.
Yeah, we are seeing that factory moving away, setting up for the 2-on-1 setup with those couple Hellions just to achieve a bit of map control. But the Hellions, all they're going to see is the Roaches coming straight for him. And this is going to be very difficult for him to hold.
Yeah, exactly.
At least in this case, it does look like he's going to see it a little bit earlier.
I would hope so. I mean, so far the Roaches have been kept hidden from these Hellions, I do believe. So, and Naxin actually comes back home with those Hellions as well to help deal with these Lings. Uh-oh.
Yeah, might be a little bit of a tell that these Lings don't actually have speed yet.
True. Very true. That means there's not going to be Ling reinforcements as well. It's just Roaches pushing out across that. Behind this, Rex is droning, not flooding Lings, so we'll see how much damage he can get done. Finally, this has been spotted.
Yeah, I guess he didn't catch on to the fact that he didn't have that Ling speed and that might be Roach aggression coming in because there is no bunker on the way for Naxin. But at the same time, he does actually have a decent Marine count. He is getting already some of these Roaches low, but this is going to do a lot of damage.
Yeah, we'll see how much damage in the end. One Roach does get picked off. A second Roach is going to be going down as well. Ravager does finish up, and the Biles are going to help force all of this back. Marines are falling left and right. Ooh, as well as the SCVs.
Yeah, and honestly, with all the droning that Rex has been doing behind this, he probably already has enough damage with 13 SCVs going down, and this is not over by any means.
Yeah, exactly. The mines, both mines go down as well. The Roach Trap still dealing more damage. Bile does connect on the Marauder, thankfully not on the Marines. And as you were saying, this is some crippling damage.
Yes, 17 SCVs going down, even a Mule going down as well, and quite a lot of the sting being taken out of the timing that Naxin was looking for, so definitely a very awkward spot to be in for the Terran.
Yeah, exactly. The difference between Rex and Gogo Joey is that Gogo Joey link flooded behind his Roach push. Rex just only used Roaches, so it was a little bit neutered in that respect, but he's so far ahead anyway. Like, look at the worker count, 66 drones. He's working on a 4th base as well. His creep spread is looking good. He's working on his upgrades. A lot of hope, and the chances of Naxin rely on this drop, I guess, to deal some damage.
Yeah, just trying to get a bit of map control, trying to get a bit of an idea of what the game state is with this drop, but I don't see this getting too much damage at all. There's going to be enough Roaches here for Rex. There's enough map vision for him as well to have some idea of what's going on. So.
Yeah, exactly. Roaches come out just in time. The drop in the main base has been defended at the same time. We have a drop towards the right-hand side, and hey, you know, a little bit of damage is going to be done here. Some drones are falling, the Roach as well.
Yeah, a few drones going down and a lot of mining time being denied. This is a good start for Naxin.
Definitely. Abusing the fact that Rex's army is pretty immobile. You know, Roaches don't have speed. Queens are whirling around between the bases as well. Picks up another Roach.
Yeah, he does pick off that extra Roach, but he loses his Marauder at the same time, and he is just trying to do anything he can to buy himself some time on the other side of the map, but the lead is just growing and growing with this drone count from Rex.
Yeah, we didn't see it on screen, but that drop that was in the main, the medevac was sniped by the Queens.
Very rough.
Yeah, it is there in the units lost tab, and now Rex, he again has his own side of the map under control. Upgrades are finishing up. Roach speed is now done as well, so now he can be that much more mobile. He can keep up a little bit better with these drops. Oh boy, we'll see if Naxin can maybe make some magic happen.
Yeah, we are seeing some of the effects of all the damage that happened in the early game with Naxin only with 2 tanks to defend this incoming Roach attack that will be arriving soon. Doesn't have his 3rd landed, 1-1 only just starting now. It's definitely a very difficult position for the Terran.
Yeah, definitely. Meanwhile, the drop is here across time. Okay, decent trades here for Naxin. Able to pick up a couple more Roaches, some more lost mine time. Brings the army of Rex back home as well. Gonna be buying some time. Again, this is kind of... these are some nice moves. It's just like... needs more, you know?
Yeah, I mean, at the same time on the other side of the map, we still don't really have that 3rd set up. The 3rd is ready, but... pretty good understanding of the game state. He realizes that it's going to be very difficult to take that 3rd. We do see it coming up now, but this is so late for him. It's going to be so hard to come back.
It is on the way here. Meanwhile, drop on the right-hand side is going to stim in once again. This time, going to find a completely exposed mineral line. 4 drones go down. The hatchery itself getting lower and lower. He's not going to quite get the hatchery itself. And this time, Rex doesn't turn around. His main army is pushing on through. He's ready to push out.
Yeah, he doesn't care, man. He's got this huge army already coming. When you're going for these Roach attacks, there is this moment where suddenly you go from just a handful of Roaches to this immense army, and he doesn't even have a 3rd here to attack.
Yeah, there's nothing here. He wants the 3rd. To be fair, the 3rd was landed over on the left-hand side of the map, and there we go. It is now spotted here by Rex. He's going to get a couple of transferring workers. Pushing up this ramp into all these siege tanks is still going to be a difficult task, but I mean, I guess he's got the money for it.
Yeah, definitely just trying to look for trades. Any trades that he can take when the Terran's in such a low eco position are going to be really favorable for him. But I think it should be enough just to deny the mining on this 3rd.
Yeah, just containing the Terran to 2 bases. Meanwhile, the drop is coming in once again. A couple of Queens are going to get picked up again. Again, this drop has done a lot for Naxin. You know, I commend these soldiers for what they've done for the cause. Picking up a couple more drones, a couple more Queens. You know, they're doing their part.
Yeah, good amount of drone damage here actually. Just catching this 4th being droned up at this time. And the Liberator completely denying the mining at the 3rd, so Naxin definitely doing what he can at this position.
Yeah, exactly. You know, he's stifling the economy of Rex. Rex is still maxed, though. You could argue inflated supply because they are Roach Ravagers and they aren't the most efficient use of supply. But at least, again, Naxin is able to keep Rex back at home. He's trying to get his third up and running.
Yeah, he does get the third mining, but at the same time, hasn't been able to start 2-2 yet. So he's very much in a difficult position, probably an all-in position at this stage.
Yeah, and you know what? He's going for a massive Dune Drop into the main base. The Roach army of Rex is responding. It's going to take a little bit for him to really get into the main. Maybe Naxin can make use of this choke point, of this ramp, as he actually goes for the lair.
Yeah, goes straight for the lair. Able to snipe that so quickly and dodges most of the bios.
Exactly, and you know what? He gets the base in the end. Some of the bios did connect, but you know what? They didn't really kill too much there. Only weakened some of these medevacs, and now he can rotate over towards the 5th base.
Yeah, and forces a cancel there, takes out the drone as well. This is so annoying to deal with for Rex. One of the disadvantages, as you mentioned, with this Roach Rav composition is it's so hard to keep track of all these drops going everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, with the death of the lair, he actually can't throw down a Spire. If he wanted to reactively, it's just not a thing. He has to wait for the lair to finish up before he can invest in some anti-air. Rex has kind of been stuck here at home, struggling to defend. And because of that, Naxin actually gets his third up.
Yeah, the third is up and running. He's got a good, healthy tank count, so shouldn't be in too much trouble against any Roach pushes at this point in the game. His +2 is started, but unfortunately, he is very far behind in tech at this point.
He is far behind, but you know what? He's not as behind as he used to be. Is what
True.
I will say. You know, he's slowly trying to climb his way back up. The tanks are already sieged up in position. We do see the Rex coming in from multiple angles, trying to force himself in towards his third.
Yeah, huge surround here, and I suppose Rex knows that he's on a timer with this composition and he has the money to replace it, but this was not a good fight for him.
Not at all. He loses a massive chunk of his army. At the same time, Drop on the right-hand side of the map is going to be able to snipe this base. Not just the base, but also the drones. And now, just like that, Naxin taking a lead in supply.
Yeah, I mean, Rex is currently on just 3 bases, including the one in the main, which is going to be starting to mine out. Suddenly, his economic position is not looking that great.
Terran map. Oh my god. No, but you're right. Basically, like, yeah, it was a really big misstep forcing himself up here, and you could argue that he was focusing a little bit too much on defending the drops. Like, it was a mistake that he allowed this base to get up and running. Now Naxin has a little bit more momentum. He has a little bit more staying power here.
Yeah, I can understand the desire for him to start to trade out some of those roaches and start to improve the quality of his army, but he's getting into a point economically where he just doesn't have the resources to even do that if he wants to.
And the problem is that he's trading out roaches to make more roaches. Like, he's still stuck on Roach Rav. He did get Baneling speed, so it looked like he was trying to switch into Ling Bane Roach Ravager, but that is not really the case. Okay, now finally a couple of Lings are coming out. His army is slowly getting a little bit better, but he is losing that economic advantage.
Yeah, that bottom right base being sniped once again, and Naxin is getting so much work done with these drops.
Yeah, exactly. The drops time and time again. They keep on diving in whenever they can, picking up a couple of Ravagers, a couple of Roaches, a couple of bases, a couple of drones, even another Queen.
Yeah, and meanwhile we do see him getting his Ghost Academy up as well, so starting to prepare for any kind of tech advantage that might be coming out from the Zerg player, these Vipers for example. But meanwhile, the Burrow and the Tunneling Claws finishing up on these Roaches, which Naxin will see.
Yeah, I think that's something we have to bear in mind, is that, again, Rex still has a massive tech advantage, but you know what? Naxin is ready to push on now. That's a lot of tanks. We do have 2 Vipers on the way, but they need time. They need time to come out and also to gather that energy.
Yeah, Naxin managing to use the starter step to shave off quite a lot of army supply here, and we do see, yeah, the Vipers and the Banelings being made just to try to deal with this push, but this is a very scary situation.
Oh yeah, it really is. Baileys are rolling on in. Oh my god, a little bit of a choke point here. We do see Naxin trying to force himself through that ramp. Meanwhile, at the same time, Borrowed Roaches are attacking across the map. They're trying to get into the main.
Yeah, I don't love this position for Naxin, but I can understand him feeling pressured to get as much damage as he can quickly. Kind of being forced all in by the run by.
Yeah, exactly. That run by is dealing a lot of damage, but you know what? The Ling Bane has been dealt with. We do have 2 Vipers, and they now are topped up on energy. But how many Blinding Clouds can they really get? And is there even enough army on the ground to deal with this?
Yeah, I don't know if there is. This is one of the features of this map that can be very difficult for the Zev to deal with, is this low ground between all the bases, cutting off the rallies from each other, and GG! Whoa!
Oh my god, Naxin with 2-2 down in the tech, down in upgrades. Rex had an Ultra Cavern finishing up, by the way, but he was stuck on Roach Ravager for far too long, and Naxin takes the game.
Man, he looked so dead in that game. I had him completely written off, and he just played an extremely clean game, picked off all these different bases with the drops, and suddenly a game that was totally under Rex's control just slipped away.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, let's be real. Like, Rex did really well with his initial Roach Ravager push. He did really well denying the third. But eventually, he did let the third up and running. Like, he stopped being aggressive. He started focusing more on teching, on taking bases, on defending against drops. Again, those drops from Naxin, they were the MVPs.
Yeah,
They did so
absolutely.
much.
Maybe just a bit of a small mistake as well, Rex, attacking into that well-defended third, but definitely easy mistake to make when you're so far ahead.
Jesus Christ, GG, well played. I think another massive thing that happened was the snipe of the lair that was in the middle of being morphed into a hive, by the way. Like, oh my god, that really set Rex behind, or really set him back when it came to teching up and getting more upgrades and working on the eventual Vipers that he wanted. I would not want to be in Rex's shoes after that game, man. Like, oh god.
Gonna say that's a rough game. I hope he's all good with that mentally. I'm sure he's a very experienced tournament player. Definitely wouldn't have been the first time this has ever happened to him, and we'll have to see if he can make the comeback here.
We will have to see. Here we go, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tropical Sacrifice ESL. Hopefully his mental is strong after that loss, because we have our Taiwanese Zerg player representing Onside Gaming. It is Rex.
And spawning up in the top right-hand corner as the Blue Terran, pulling himself back from the brink of defeat in that last game. It is from Clan Rush, Naxin.
I don't know what to say after that. I don't know what to say, Asher. I don't know.
These games have been really good today. Like, so many back and forth games, so many huge comebacks, big upsets.
Yeah.
So definitely, really cool to see a bit of turbulence in the region. So.
Yeah, I do think that maybe, again, Rex was a little bit too lax in the last game. He was maybe, feeling ahead, because he was ahead, to be fair, but you can't let a Terran player back into it, Sure, they may have less workers, but they can be so much more efficient with their army, as we saw, not just with the tanks, not just with the drops, with the medevacs as well. Like, it was all very well done, and I think we have to give some massive props to Naxin for not giving up, right? After the start, like, he was still, he still believed in himself more so than we did. It was crazy.
I didn't want to say it, but those drops look like some serious copium. But that's how you do it.
Yeah.
I think the Terran copium is very powerful.
Yeah, I mean, I was feeling the same way, but there was a reason why I was doing my best to hype up those drops, okay? Because I know I've been there before, right? Terran, okay?
You're like, that one drop, it's gonna kill everything.
It's gonna kill it. That's what I wanted to, and then it did, puppy. It did.
Yeah. Man with gun, too good.
Man with gun, mate. Man with gun. Oh god, but what an insane game number one. Now we're getting into game number two, and we'll see what ends up happening here. We do see that once again Naxin goes for the Reaper first. Hopefully this time he doesn't lose it.
Yeah, definitely going for the standard play again, which I think is a good choice, as we mentioned, and his confidence has to be through the roof after that game.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. To the moon, mate. To the moon. Let's go. He sneaks on in, tries to sneak on into the main base. Again, the likelihood of roaches coming out probably isn't very high. I think maybe Rex is a little bit scarred after that game. I would be. Like, these pinchy roaches, man. They're useless, puppy. They do nothing.
Mate, you don't want to be in the lead. If you're winning, that's when you get overconfident. You have to be, the tortoise in the hare.
True. There you
Gotta be the
go.
tortoise.
Gotta be the tortoise, mate.
Yeah, you have to, man.
Oh god. Are you telling Naxin to turtle right now? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I'm telling Rex to turtle. We're gonna see the new style, the Zerg turtle.
The lurkers, the spine forest. Let's go.
Where did the dog go? There was a dog on this side of the map. I wanted to mention it, but it's gone.
Oh no.
Ah.
Poor doggo.
Oh, there it is. Hello.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Nice. At least, you know, the good thing, the only good thing about Berlingrad was the doggos, and thankfully we do have them here in Tropical Sacrifice. But for the time being, ooh, interesting moves. We saw that it was a pretty standard opener from Rex, but he goes for double Evo chambers, delaying his lair.
Yeah, and considering what he's up against, this is actually really good for him. I'm not sure if he got the scout at any point, but we are seeing the same opener coming out from Naxin, the 3cc 2-on-1. So definitely looks like this is a build that potentially he thinks is going to be a strong one against Rex, or just one that he's very comfortable with. So
yeah, we shall see. Looking at the vision of Rex, Rex hasn't gone into the main base at all. He hasn't seen a single thing of what Naxin is doing, other than, of course, knowing that it was a 1-1-1 to start with because of the Hellions. But yeah, specifically with this build, he's going to have very fast upgrades. This will delay Banelings and Baneling speed and anything else of that regard, but when it comes to just sheer Lings, he will have a large amount to work with.
yeah, this should be a fantastic setup for defending this double drop. Everything should be just about finished as that starts to come in. So I do like this position for him, but meanwhile, we are seeing something a little bit more aggressive coming out from Naxin, just the one eBay so far. And yeah, I wonder if he's looking for more of an aggressive timing here. This is definitely something kind of curious, considering he has the 3rd CC already.
Yeah, we'll see what the plan is here. The Medivacs do come out, and there we go. Immediately he does pick up. He's going to be zooming across the map to meet up with that Hellion and with that Reaper. Oh, we'll see what he can get done here. So far, 1-1 isn't done yet. Baneling Nest is thrown down, so eventually Rex is planning to go into that Ling Bane. Yeah, we'll see if he can deal with the drop as it comes in.
Yeah, good spread with the queens out here. Manages to find the drop well away from any bases and has a healthy enough Ling count that he should be okay to defend this.
Yeah, exactly. He swats this away. Oh, already one of the Medivacs going down to half HP. What's a little bit scary is that Naxin hasn't scouted the 4th base. Otherwise, I'm sure he would be all over it looking to deny it. It's a little bit tricky because the more natural base is the triangular 3rd to take as a 4th. Rex being a little bit sneaky here, expanding vertically instead.
Yeah, very nice work from Rex, recognizing with how much greed he is able to get away with in this situation, considering how well he's deflecting this first pressure.
Yeah, exactly. And now 1-1's about to finish up. Again, he's going to have very well upgraded Lings to work with. Oh, it looks like one of these overlords is going to get picked off. But again, Naxin still doesn't know where the base has been taken, doesn't know where to take or where to apply that pressure. And yeah, still on 1 eBay, by the way.
Yeah, just the one eBay, which is normally something you would do if you're in a more all-in position, but the same thing can be said as well for not having the extra add-ons on the Raxas in the main. So yeah, I think this is actually a fake 3rd. Very interesting style coming in. Although, okay, it's got SCVs on it. I don't know.
Welcome to Taiwan, Papi.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
It's all good. It's all good. I mean, Naxin is pushing out with everything he has right now. He has to be careful not to get surrounded. The Lings are being active on the map, headed towards that 3rd base. Is Naxin going to turn around? Or, I mean, at this point, he has to commit.
Yeah, I mean, he is going for a very all-in play here already. He stopped making SCVs a little while ago, just pausing on 54, sorry. And considering that he doesn't have the extra add-ons, he doesn't have the 2nd eBay for the upgrades, this is a very all-in build that he's going for.
Yeah, exactly. He does get a kill, not a cancel at that 5th base. Meanwhile, we see a full surround here towards the drop, towards the north. Oh god, Naxin, please pick up. A little bit too preoccupied as he is going to be loading up into that main base. Oh, but the tanks are so exposed.
These tanks are not defended. Yeah, if Rex can find these, and he does find them, this is going to be very good trades for him, and this is a very tough situation for Naxin, forcing himself all in already.
Yeah, the tank goes down, SCVs go down across the map as well. Naxin, his economy is in shambles. Where do we go from here? Oh my god, it's hard to say, just because Rex has just so much map control right now.
Yeah, this is one of those situations where sometimes it can be very awkward as the Terran all-in, because if you lose any momentum, suddenly the Zerg can almost have like an all-in amount of units back at you, but they have the economy behind it as well, and there's just no way to come back into this game.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, the wall is not a wall. Oh my god, the Lings do. Okay, they actually don't commit to the fight. Rex is going to back off, a little bit preoccupied here in the middle of the map, instead focusing on this drop. But again, like, I don't know. I don't want to count Naxin out yet, because, mate, we've seen him come back from worse.
That is true. That wall is kind of a bit of an unfortunate side effect of having maps that are not on the ladder. For Nara Blizzard, for not putting the maps on the ladder.
True.
Because I don't think many of these players outside of customs or outside of the open cups have had a lot of chance to play on these maps. And it is small things like that you need to find out. But huge attack coming in. Wall or no wall, he just busts through the depots anyway. And this is looking pretty over.
Yeah, exactly. Lingbane break into the wards of natural base. Every single tank goes down. We see a full surround on anything there is. 2-2 is done. Rex far ahead in those upgrades. And as amazing as the comeback was in game 1, it's not going to happen here in game 2. GG gets called, and Rex will tie up the series 1-1.
GG, well played. And Rex definitely totally in control. His defense was completely up to the task, and yeah, I'm not sure if he just knows how Naxin plays or he realized that he would be going for the same opening, but going for those early double upgrades and delaying the Baneling nest was the perfect move for him there.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Like, that was a really good adaptation from Rex in the end there, to kind of swerve with his build the way that he did. Question is Naxin, is he going to go for the same thing? Is he going to go for another 2-on-1? That's kind of
I don't know. Honestly, if I was in Rex's position, I would be very comfortable at this stage to just play a defensive macro game.
Yeah, I agree. And defensive macro is definitely something you can get here as we're getting ready for Data C. Oh, a map that can be split in half in a certain way. There are a lot of checkpoints. It can be a little bit difficult to be the aggressor. I would be a little bit surprised if we saw roaches come out on this map.
Are we gonna see lunkers? Say it ain't so, lad.
Mate, we haven't seen lunkers today at all, actually.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Clearly they're underpowered, Poppy. Clearly we need to be able to see more of them, right? Like, what's going on?
We need to move them earlier in the tech tree.
True. I don't think we need a Hydroden for them. I think maybe we can morph queens into lunkers, mate. That would be...
My heart.
Don't joke like that, Poppy. What are you doing?
You're going to be casting on your own if you keep saying stuff like that.
Oh, no. But we'll see. I don't know if Rexes really want to go for that. We'll see. As you can hear the beeps, one of our players did ask for a break. We're getting into game number 3.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be seeing Rex go for the Queen Lurkers. Hopefully. No one tell him.
Oh, God. I would like to see that, okay, personally. But yeah, here we go. We are loading on in game number 3, the ace match between these two players. Which way is this going to go?
Warning. In the bottom left-hand corner, bringing the series back to 1-1 with some very comfortable defensive macro play, it is Onside Gaming's Rex.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Data C, we have the Taiwanese Terran player himself, the comeback king. It was insane what he was able to accomplish in game number 1. Can he do it again here in the ace match? Representing Clan Rush, it is Naxin.
I need to catch my breath.
Are you okay, Papi?
It's crazy. No, I'm thinking about queens and lurkers. I'm not okay.
You triggered me with your earlier statement, Papi.
I was talking to the authorities about this.
Oh my god. I mean, we'll see. We'll see if we end up getting lurkers at some point tonight. At some point, as again, we only have a couple of series remaining. But so far, things are looking pretty standard here. Rex going for his hatch gas pool. Naxin, again, do we want to? What would you do here if you were in our Terran player's shoes? Would you go for another 2-1-1? Would you do something a little bit different upon seeing how
what
Rex
I would
plays?
do?
All right.
I would go for a 1-1-1, but I would lose my Reaper on purpose.
To make him do the roach attack.
True. No, actually, that's actually a big brain play, mate.
Do it, Naxin.
Lose your Reaper.
Lose your Reaper.
Lose it.
Lose.
Don't make it too obvious.
Yeah,
It's got to be an accident.
no,
We got to
yeah.
set him up. It's a setup.
That's
If only this was on Tropical Scarface.
100%. Like, you can't just like run it in and just not look at it. No, you have to try harder a little bit. You have to pretend like maybe you really want a drone kill or something, and then pull back, and at the last moment you just barely lose it on purpose.
Yeah, the
1-1-1.
queen just spawns in time, and
Yeah.
then you type in chat, you do the little sound face.
Uh,
Oh, he heard you. Oh, he heard you.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't get this around.
oh my god, it's okay. You can still lose the Reaper. He's going in. He gets it. He gets the drone.
Oh, that's actually kind of cracked. You missed his opportunity. Big misplay from the Terran there, not losing the Reaper.
Exactly. Oh god. Oh.
Meanwhile, we are seeing Ling speed. We are seeing the tumor getting thrown down, and it's going to be a standard game so far. And we're also not seeing the extra
Gas yet from Naxin. Looks like he's going to go for that 3cc again, but this time a starport.
Yeah, I kind of like this. You know, he's going for the 1-1-1. Unfortunately, he's not forcing out the roach play from his opponent, so kind of going for his own take on the build.
True.
It's okay to freestyle.
Yeah, it's okay. We approve. We appreciate it. But no, I do like that he is switching things up himself here. Still playing around, dancing with this Reaper, trying to be as annoying as possible. Does have eyes on the third base, recognizes, okay, there's no weird 2-base all-in or anything crazy like that. Things are, for the most part, normal.
Yeah, I think potentially that 2-on-1 build was something he was really wanting to try, and it didn't go that well for him, so I am happy to see him doing something a little bit different here. And we are seeing a delay on the starport unit starting up.
Oh,
Interesting.
mate, second player tonight to do this.
Wait, was it not him before?
Oh, no, yeah, it was him before. Same player tonight to do this.
He's cracked, man.
He's
And he does actually, he takes out 2 active tumors already.
Yeah.
So,
Nice stuff for him already.
Oh my god, exactly. Meanwhile, he wants those drones. He's looking to dive on in. He will get one of them, but oh, he's getting too greedy.
He does lose the Hellions and the Reaper, but 2 drones for Hellion, for 2 Hellions and the Reaper. It's not ideal, but it's not awful. We are also seeing him fake out the cloak, so maybe the Overlord came in and scouted before.
Yeah. The Overlord is coming in now to scout, and he's going to be able to see the cloak researching. The Raven does avoid the Overlord just barely, so Naxin is selling a story. There we go. Spores are thrown down for the non-existent Banshees.
Yeah, very nice there. This Raven opening, this is an opening that it was very popular for a short amount of time. I believe it was last year. I saw Clem and the likes doing this quite a lot. I want to say at Asus ROG. So I think it's better for bigger maps. Something like a Hardwire it can be really good for, because not only is it good to keep the crazy creep under control, but you're also in a bit less danger of being roach all-in, which this build's really weak against. But we have also seen that he's not getting roach all-in, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad at all. Again, a very unique build to go for the Raven like this. Of course, it didn't end up canceling. That cloak did force Rex to be a little bit inefficient making all those spores, and his third base is getting up and running. Meanwhile, from the side of Rex, everything is looking pretty standard. Went for a faster lair, this time focusing a lot more on baneling speed just to be okay, safe and sound, delaying his upgrades, not being as aggressive as he was in the previous game.
yeah, a little bit more of a standard game coming out from both players here. Yeah, I love the use of the turrets there, focus firing that base just to cancel that as well. Really good value getting for the Raven.
Oh my
And
god.
I am also really happy to see him going for the double upgrades and continuing SEV production. I didn't think that build worked too well for him in that last game, and I'm glad that he's confident enough to go for a more standard build here.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's great to see him just completely switch gears here. We thought maybe it was like a mental block. Maybe he felt like he needed to do something a little bit more risky against a player like Rex, but no, he falls back on something a little bit more standard, a little bit more macro-oriented instead. It's great to see, even getting all of his add-ons on his Rexes as well, you know? None of this all in play.
Yeah, just super standard play coming out from him, and he will have some more turrets from the Raven coming out for this timing, and this is actually a pretty strong push he's got coming out here.
Yeah, definitely. We know Stim is already done. There we go. He does Stim on forward, throws down a Raven, auto turret as well to try and bust on forward and clear up all this creep. He has to be careful not to be caught out.
Yeah, I love the way he was picking off all those tumors there, but doesn't trade very well with the Ling Bane in the end.
Exactly, going too deep onto creep, and the queens are here to respread those tumors, so it looks like he hasn't really lost too much ground here. Hellions do go down. At least the majority of the Marines were saved in those medevacs. Oh, but yeah, could have gone a little bit better.
Yeah, we are seeing the upgrades starting up for Rex. We're seeing the Hydra upgrades start up as well. Maybe a bit more of that kind of style that he was going for against Eternity, but definitely in a better position in this game.
Definitely. Meanwhile, the drop also getting cleaned up here. Does get the Overlord in the end, so kind of worth it, but did end up losing a lot of those Marines. Oh, Rex just maintaining control, getting this fourth base up and running, going for that Ling Bane Hydra. Maybe eventually Lurkers. Maybe.
Yeah, so going into the Ling Bane Hydra, and it is good to see Naxin going back into this drop play. He was very strong with his drop play earlier, but Rex is also going to have a bit more of an easy time defending with the Hydra Ling Bane, a bit more of a mobile army.
Oh yeah, definitely, especially compared to the Roach Ravager that he was stuck with earlier in game number 1. But despite that, Naxin is doing a lot of damage. You know, he just continues to scan to clear up so much of this creep, making it so difficult for Rex to really get too much momentum with that creep spread. But he's still being active with his queens. He still hasn't lost many, if any, of them.
Yeah, meanwhile we see Rex going up to the standard count of just 12 Hydralists, and we see the Lurker down.
Oh boy, I thought maybe we could get away with the entire broadcast not seeing any Lurkers, not triggering Asher, but maybe I was, I was wishful thinking. I don't know.
I can't escape them. They follow me everywhere I go.
Not like this. I mean, we'll see if he can even get any up and running. A fifth base is on the way. There's still like a large amount of like the creep is still only barely connecting the bases and only kind of exceeding out onto the map. So I do think that Naxin has done a really good job so far. Oh my god.
Yeah, absolutely. You can really see the advantage of that Raven opening. He has kept the creep under control, and I can see with all the winding paths on this map that if the creep did get out of control, it'd be really difficult to deal with all this potential surrounds.
100%, mate, 100%. Oh, thankfully, Naxin has been able to keep up. Meanwhile, the drops once again just doing whatever they can, picking up a couple of Marines here and there. Oh my god, does target fire every single Baneling.
Yeah, really good trades with the Banelings there. Took him a little while to pick up, but at the same time there's something else going on the map, so
very understandable. And in the end, actually pretty good trades.
Yeah, not bad. One medevac towards the north was taken out, but again, we can kind of afford to lose a couple of Marines here and there. The main army is still looking relatively strong, but I'm a little bit worried because those Lurker upgrades are on the way. The Hive is on the way. For the most part, the economy of Rex has been left unhindered and unchecked.
Yeah, we are seeing the Adrenal. We are seeing the Traitor Queens trying to murder that hatchery.
I think a bit of Terran mind control is going on here.
Yeah, exactly. I think maybe he went to inject and he may have clicked the wrong button here a little bit. It's okay, don't worry about it. They totally won't kill the base, right?
I'm a little bit worried. It looks like he did just do his inject cycle, so he does notice.
Meanwhile, Naxin still being active here, doing whatever he can. Again, without Lurkers, there's still plenty of opportunity, plenty of room for him to really poke in like this with his drops. But I do worry because I don't know if he's really well set up for that.
Ooh, beautiful pickup there. Just manages to get a little bit of Banes taken away. Pushes the creep back as well, very importantly. The creep is pushed all the way back up into that base, which is really going to help him out further into this game. But yeah, as you said, with Lurkers on the way, this is going to be pretty awkward to deal with. The Ghost Academy only just starting up now.
Yeah, this is what I was really waiting for. I was like, where are the ghosts? We have 3-3 on the way, Papi. And he is working towards it. But again, it does feel a little bit delayed, a little bit later than we would like to see. Oh my god. Ugh. As the lurkers have revealed themselves.
Yeah, he sees the lurkers, and at the same time, Adrenal also finishing up for the Lings. We are seeing the rest of the upgrades being finished for the lurkers. A few queens being picked up here, that's really nice for Naxin. But yeah, at the same time, as you said, it's going to be a test of his defense coming up now.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, the CC does go down. At the same time, it looks like Naxin tries to reciprocate and take down this hatchery, but doesn't get it in the end. Or we do even have some Vipers out as well, throwing down a couple of blinding clouds. Rex defending on multiple fronts, even attacking and taking out the base. And now it's going to be a little bit difficult for Naxin. He has 4 bases up and running, which is nice. Can he get a 5th, though?
Yeah, did you just notice as well, Rex sitting on 74 drones, a little bit of a lower drone count does allow him to field this enormous army that he has at the moment. And considering some of the map features, I do like this for him. If he's able to use his army advantage to keep denying a 5th, he may be able to starve out the Terran that way.
Yeah, and I think that may just be the case here. This CC looking a little bit exposed. Once again, it's not going to get up and running. Naxin, he's trying to leapfrog forward with his tanks. He's trying to establish that 5th here on the left-hand side. Here on the right, though, the Hydras may make... Okay, never mind. They will leave the CC alone. Okay,
yeah,
There is the lurker there, just ready to catch any transferring SCVs, so he will have an eye on what's happening there, and he is continuing to deny any 5th from being taken, which is really difficult for Naxin. You can see the way that this army has changed the complexion of the game. There's no drops on the other side of the map anymore. It's just Naxin trying to scramble together his defenses with his with his tanks and with his ghosts.
And he doesn't have the SimCity. The ghosts are a little bit exposed in front of the army. The Lings are going to dive on top of them. Here come the blinding clouds as well. Rex rolls on in, and oh my god, the entire Terran army gets obliterated.
Yeah, beautiful blinding clouds there, and the splits in the end towards the back are good, but losing those ghosts really hurts at the moment, and we see 102 Lings being made by Rex.
Jesus Christ. I mean, that is what we need, especially because, as you were pointing out, the ghost count was almost reset. The tanks were reset here as well. There's no SimCity. We have an orbital, not a planetary, as our base of choice. And Rex, he just immediately remaxes, and he is ready to go again.
Yeah, I actually love how Rex has played this. He really hasn't committed very hard at all to lurkers. I think he only ended up getting 2 or 3. Yeah. So he just recognizes with the lower drone count and with the ghost commitment, he can kind of just stay on this Hydra Ling Bane army with his bank that he has built up and just keep trading like this.
Yeah, exactly. And just like that, the Lings get on top of the majority of the tanks. The Banelings roll on top of the ghost as well. Splits were okay, but again, was it worth it because the orbital did end up falling?
Yeah, there's more where that came from, and there is no 5th for Naxin still. And we can see Rex's path to victory here as well. He's just going to keep denying the 5th, keep staying on this Hydra Ling Bane army and trading in. And we are also seeing the Corruptors, the Flyer weapons, and a Greater Spire has been morphed. So maybe just going to go into Broodlords to finish off the last of the Terran.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if there's ever a transition, it is good to go into those Broodlords. They're a great use of this. Meanwhile, Planetary was morphed in, which means it cannot be lifted up. The 5th base, once again, does get denied. Naxin being completely starved out. The creep slowly expanding forward and taking control of the entire map. And we were talking about Data C before, and we're here again in another TVZ where we're kind of split in a split map where the Terran is just stuck turtling.
Yeah, I mean, having denied the 5th, I love this game plan that Rex has come up with. Having denied the 5th for all this time, going so aggressively into Hydra Ling Bane, he does recognize that ultimately he's not going to be able to break the 4-base setup of the Terran just on Hydra Ling Bane. It's such a good map for defending the 4 bases, which is why we see some of these more totally games, but now he's going into Infested Broodlord, the ultimate composition for the Zerg army, and this is going to be so hard for Naxin to deal with his limited economy.
Yeah, exactly. With the Ling Bane Hydra, he does deny the 5th bases. Now going into these Broodlords, that's definitely a way to break on through and break these siege lines of his opponent. They are going to be a little bit exposed to these ghosts, but that is where the Infestors come into play.
Yeah, and he's got the creep all the way up to this base as well, so he can still transfuse the Broodlords if he needs to, but this Ling Bane army that he has is immense.
Yeah, and here we go. The Ling Bane is rolling on in. We have plenty of detection available as well. Tanks are holding on for the time being, but look at Rex pull back his Baneleys. He doesn't want them to go down to the tanks. Not yet. He wants them to get it with the ghosts.
Yeah, beautifully done there. Just uses the Hydras, the Queens, and the Broodlords to clear out the tanks, and then sends his Banelings in once that is done. And it's not the most efficient trade, but considering the economic situation of Naxin, it's more than enough.
Oh yeah, far more than enough. Rex, he can back the hell up. We even have some more lurkers being marked in as well because the majority of the tanks have been dealt with. Ghosts are going to find a couple of snipes here, so decent pickoffs, but the economy, the creep, the bases, like, unlike the previous games, Rex does have full control here.
Yeah, there's just nothing really to deal with these Broodlords. These Ghosts pretty low on energy, and there's just enough Lings and Lurkers to overwhelm the position anyway.
Yeah, exactly. GG gets called. I don't know what that means, but I hope it's friendly. We do see, congratulations, Rex does take the victory here 2-1 over Naxin and moves on to the next round.
Yeah, GG plus U is called, I guess.
I guess. Plus you indeed.
True. Anyway.
Oh my god. GG, congratulations to Rex. Again, a very strong showing there in the ace match. But it was also honestly a little bit oppressive there as well for the Terran player who took a while taking up, took a while. I don't even know if I want to say taking up, because again, it's not like there were a lot of lurkers, right? Like there were only 3. Like we didn't really need an ideal army against lurkers who was just stuck on tank bio and ghost.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in that situation where he's committing so hard to the Hydra Ling Bane, it can actually punish you quite a lot setting up for those lurkers, going into the higher tank counts, going into the higher ghost counts. The pure Ling Bane can trade so efficiently with that eventually. Well, not efficiently, but I feel like for tier 1, they trade very efficiently.
They really can. They really can. Oh boy. Yeah. GG. Well played there to Rex. Again, as you were pointing out during the game itself, a really good way to kind of abuse the Terran immobility because of the tanks and because of all those ghosts. It was just really, it was almost impossible for a 5th base to get up and running. And with that, we have to say goodbye to the final Terran player in the qualifier.
Yeah, sad to see Naxin go, especially with such a wonderful performance in that first game, but really, he did make Rex earn it, and Rex goes on to face Nice.